Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm, of course, your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. You are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. We got a good one today, y'all. I said we got a good one today, y'all. We are going to talk about this ass whooping that Tennessee got. This game was, oh my goodness gracious. Tennessee. What's that thing they do? Rocky Top. Dun, 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 dun. Woo! Tennessee got their ass whooped. They got took to the woodshed and got blown, slammed out by 43 points versus a shorthanded South Carolina women's basketball team, the three-time national champions. This was so much fun. Oh my God. This is a fireable offense. The way that Tennessee played in this basketball game tonight. This was something else. South Carolina was on fire the whole game and proceeded to whoop Tennessee. Oh my goodness gracious. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Captain Will the OG. Follow me on Twitter at Gamecocks Talk. And of course, follow your man Captain Will on YouTube at Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. Y'all already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. It is going down. It was a trip. It was a ride. It was so much fun watching this basketball game. So it is shot o'clock, and it's Super Bowl Sunday. My Washington Commanders ain't playing, so I don't care who wins. But shout out to Nick Warrior, who's going to be, probably be the Super Bowl MVP if Seattle wins, and Dawn Staley wearing the jersey. Raven Johnson shouting out her boyfriend. So much fun. Good. Love is in the air as Valentine's Day is upon us. But it's all about shot o'clock. It's shot o'clock. So tonight, okay, I got to go to an old favorite. This is a Tito's type of situation. This is the handle, the Tito's. So whatever your beverage of choice today, it don't matter. It really don't matter what it is today. It could be some orange soda. It could be some ginger ale. It could be some water. It could be some milk. It could be some Tito's like your man Captain Will. It is shot o'clock, and we whooped Tennessee. So cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my. South Carolina outscored this basketball team by 43 points. Tennessee ranked in the top 20 in the AP poll, ranked in the top 20 in the net rankings. The biggest loss of their career, of the whole legacy of Tennessee basketball, this is the biggest loss of their star-studded career. And it happened at the Colonial Life Arena, the home of the Sweet Tea and Pig Feet. It is like, come on, bro. South Carolina shot 69% from the field. 69% for the field. That's a record. 69% for the field. Tennessee shot 28%. If you watch the pregame show, and if you're a fan of South Carolina women's basketball, you need to watch the pregame show when I'm analyzing and talking about our next opponent. I told you that Tennessee gonna shoot a ton of three-pointers. They shoot a ton of 46% of their threes, 40% of their shots are three-pointers. But the problem is they don't shoot it well. So they only shoot it at 31%. So when announcers say, because Tennessee started 2 for 2, like, whoa, Tennessee on fire. No, they ain't on fire. They ain't shoot. They can't shoot. And now say, oh man, if they get 10 3-pointers, they're going to be in this game. No, they're not. They're not. Because you know what? They hit 10 3-pointers. And they lost by 40-some points. Y'all, please miss me with all this newfangled basketball where you have an opponent and a style of play. And Tennessee plays this weird style. Just a weird style. I talk about it all season long. They sub every 3 minutes. They be bringing in 4 new players, 5 new players. They're going to shoot a ton of 3-pointers. They shot 44 3-pointers in this basketball game and hit 23% of them. 44 out of 64 shots were 3-point attempts. But you can't shoot. So please help me. Please help me. If you cannot put the ball in the basket, why are you shooting that many 3-pointers? You want South Carolina to do a whole bunch of fast break points. You want us to go out and make this a layup line. South Carolina had 28 fast break points. No, why? Because y'all shot 44 3-pointers. It's ridiculous. The coach, I don't know what she's doing. I don't know. This ain't Division II basketball. This is the SEC. This newfangled mess that they running, it ain't going to work. Not against top-level basketball. It will work against average basketball teams. It will work. It will work. But you're not going to beat South Carolina with a gimmick offense. 23% from the 3-point line while taking 44 3-pointers. They had everybody shooting from the 3-point line. They had people in the stands shooting 3-pointers for Tennessee. I'm telling you, I saw somebody who worked in concessions shooting a 3-pointer for Tennessee. Nobody could shoot. Barker, 0 for 3. Spearman, 1 for 2. Paldo, who I really like, who I thought was one of the better point guards in the conference, was 0 for 10 in this basketball game. 0 for 9 from the 3-point line. Why in the hell she shooting 9 3-pointers in this game? No. Talasia Cooper came back to the crib when she was a freshman. You think Talasia Cooper wasn't having no thoughts of being back on South Carolina basketball team? You just don't. She had 30. They kept saying she had 30 to 40 people in the crowds supporting Talasia Cooper. She fought hard. She was 6 for 17 from the field, had 17 points, was 4 for 13 from the 3-point line. Ooh. Robinson, 2 for 9. Why Robinson taking all those 3-pointers? Like this team, I just don't like Tennessee. I just don't. I'm just got to keep it real. And it's nothing about Tennessee as a program. I just don't like the style to play. I don't like it. It's just gimmicky. And that's why you got whooped. South Carolina shot 69% from the field, 50% from 3-point line, 80% from the free throw line. Just domination, man. Domination. Out-rebounded. Tennessee was out-rebounded by 14. Oh, my goodness gracious. This was so much fun to watch. And let's talk about this right here. Going into this basketball game, about half hour before the game starts, you find out that Maddy won't be playing. So everybody's in an uproar about Maddy's not playing. She got a boot. Look, I think it was on her left foot. So this is the problem. This is the problem when our Gamecocks are down bench players. The problem when our Gamecocks are down bench players, it means our starters. This is the problem for the opponents, not for the Gamecocks. It means our starters got to play an intense amount of minutes. Now, halftime question was asked to Dawn Staley in reference to, about Raven and the whole thing with the Super Bowl and things like that. And Dawn started by she's tired. Yeah, she was tired. Raven played 19 out of 20 minutes in the first half, then played 18 minutes in the second half. Raven had 37 minutes in this basketball game. But like I said, when I started this soliloquy, it's like when our bench players aren't there, that means our starters got to play a lot of minutes. I'll put our starters against any team in the country. That includes Yukon, that again includes UCLA, that includes LSU, that includes all those basketball teams. When our starters are playing, you got Raven playing 37 minutes, you got Tanaya playing 29 minutes, Tessa playing 30 minutes, Joyce playing 30 minutes, Medina played 25 minutes, and I'm gonna shout out Medina in a second. But that means our best players are maximizing their minutes. It's always a fear of mine of our best players potentially, getting injured. But if you got those players playing 30 plus minutes in a basketball game, we're going to do well, okay? But it's always that risk of injury. It's always that risk of not being great on the defensive end. None of those things showed up in this basketball game. Our Gamecocks tonight, let's talk about Tanaya Latson coming back from that, that injury. wearing a big old knee brace, didn't mean nothing. Had efficiency of 17, played 29 minutes in this basketball game, had 21 points, 1 assist, 3 turnovers, 9 for 15 from the field, shot 60% overall. She also had, 1 rebound and 4 steals. This was tremendous game for her. Multiple layups. She played so great in our game back. Our basketball team is so much more complete with Ta'Niya Latson in the game. It's just a fact. She's so good. I mean, like so good. So good. And this team played with so much connectivity, so much passion, so much effort. And I know folks are going to talk about the turnovers. Yeah, we had a bunch of turnovers in this basketball game, but y'all saw why. Tennessee played it with complete chaos. Complete chaos. They're all over the court. They'll get a turn. They'll commit a turnover. We'll get a turnover. And so it balances out to a certain degree. But the problem is, though, Tennessee, they might get a turnover for us, but they can't convert to score the basket. South Carolina get a turnover for them, and it's a layup. So you had this game in particular. I knew there was going to be a bunch of turnovers because of the way that Tennessee plays. But I don't care. I really don't care. Because with South Carolina in this basketball game, yes, Carolina had 19 turnovers. Well, we averaged 13 turnovers per basketball game. But here's the deal. We also had 15 assists. So that's not a great assist-to-turnover ratio. It's not. But here's the deal as well. We had 28 fast break points. We had 54 points in the paint. We had 15 bench points. All those things matter. At the end of the day, we shot so well. When you shoot 69% in the field, you're not going to lose the basketball game. It's just a matter of how many points you're going to win by. But Ta'Niya played sensational. And I said I was going to shout out Medina. Medina played, probably her best game in conference play. She didn't have the highest. Joyce Edwards had the highest efficiency, but Medina had the second highest in terms of efficiency, offensively and defensively. She played so big today. She played all of her 6'6" size today. Efficiency of 23. Medina had 10 points. She had 1 assist. She did have 4 turnovers. But I'm not complaining about that because she did other things. She was 4 for 5 in the field, 80% for the field overall. She had 15 rebounds. That is the Medina that we know and love, the player that we know can rebound the basketball. And she was great rebounding the basketball today. She had 12 offensive rebounds. She had 1 block and 1 steal. She played tremendous. Here's the deal. I always talk about defensive rating, offensive rating, things like that. For the game, we talk about Medina, 6'6", had a defensive rating of 29.4. That is out of sight. That is unbelievable. That is everything that you want in a defender. This is why we had such high expectations, and we was like, we gotta ride the wave. We gotta figure. If you let her figure it out, Dawn Staley had let her figure it out. She's gonna get above it. Well, she's had back-to-back games in conference play where she's played terrific basketball, offensively and defensively. She didn't take a bunch of field goals. She only took 5, but she hit 4 of them. 80%. I take that every day of the week, twice on Sunday. Today is Sunday. So she played great. But more importantly, her defense, 29.4 on the defensive end, in terms of defensive rating, 15 offensive overall rebounds and 12 of them offensive rebounds. Come on, bro. That was tremendous. She straight balled out today. And she didn't play 35 minutes. That sweet spot for Medina, what I'm learning to see is around 25 minutes where she can play effectively, But she played, 23 efficiency of 25 minutes and still get a double-double and have 15 rebounds in 25 minutes. Come on. That is special. But she played terrific. Joyce Edwards tonight, this afternoon, however you want to say, wherever you are in this world, proved today why she is one of the best players in the conference and one of the best players in the country. If you turn on the tape and you see this player balling today, you're talking about she's the best player in the conference. You're talking SEC Player of the Year. Now, I don't know where the voting is going to start or end, but Joyce Edwards is an All-American. That's a fact. She will be first-team All-American because she is just, Joyce Edwards' footwork is out of control. For my old heads, and I got a lot of old heads on the chat and watching me, your man Captain Will right now. Make sure you like it. And we're about 15 minutes in. Make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe to it. Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. Make sure you do all that stuff. And tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell a baby mama, tell a baby daddy you don't talk to. Tell all those people about Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. But also tell them about Joyce Edwards. Joyce Edwards' footwork is so reminiscent of the old school players back in the day. One of my favorite players back in the day, when I was a kid, was Akeem Olajuwon. Joyce Edwards' footwork is Akeem Olajuwon-like. It is unbelievable. She is a bucket getter. Joyce had 20 points. What's so dope about Joyce Edwards? She's getting 20 points, but she don't take 20 shots to get it. Like some of these so-called superstars that folks are so ready to crown and say they are great. No. Joyce had 20 points and was 7 for 10 from the field. That's it. 7 for 10, 10 shots, 20 points. Joyce could average for any basketball team in the country. Joyce literally can average. If she took, let's say if Joyce took, like, I'm going to use an example. I'm going to use this as an example right here. The efficiency of Joyce Edwards, because she's third in the SEC in field goal percentage. She's top 10 in the country in field goal percentage. If Joyce averaged 20 attempts per basketball game, like a Aaliyah Chavez, like a Hannah Hidalgo, those players who take so many shots, Joyce would literally average probably 30, 31 points in a basketball game. Easily. She's that good. 7 for 10 from the field, 20 points, 4 assists. Here's the deal. The last 3 basketball games, Joyce has about 15, 16 assists. Okay. She has become more of a playmaker, and her turnovers has went down. This is the 3rd straight game. I would say 2nd straight game where Joyce had 1 turnover or less. Tonight, she only had 1 turnover. Her turnovers are going down, but her efficiency is going straight up. She still had 8 rebounds and 2 assists in 30 minutes of play. She is the SEC Player of the Year, in my humble opinion. And she's getting better. She's getting better. Now, Joyce is going to have to perform she has to be amazing on Saturday night versus LSU. But here's the deal. LSU does not have a player on that basketball team who can guard Joyce Edwards. It ain't Grace Knox. It ain't Kate Koval. They might try to have Zakiya Johnson on her, but Zakiya Johnson going to get bullied. She's only 6 foot and she's a guard. Joyce Edwards is the truth. And if the combination of Joyce Edwards and Medina, if they both play well versus LSU, the game is a wrap. But I'll talk more about that game this week. I got 6 days to talk about that game. But in this context of the game tonight, the South Carolina women's basketball team, Joyce Edwards proved why she is the best player in the SEC and one of the best players in the country. She is lights out good. Let's go through a few questions. And thank you all for chiming in and talking and hanging out with your man, Captain Will. I know some of y'all going to Super Bowl parties and doing all that crazy stuff. I'm chilling. Y'all know what I'm doing. So, what's up? Keisha S. My girls were cooking. Let's bring that energy Saturday for sure. Got to bring that energy. And thank you for commenting. Got to bring that energy on Saturday. And, in a hostile environment, LSU going to be ready. They're going to be ready to play. They got the same time off that we did. They blew out an inferior Auburn team, just like we blew out an inferior Auburn team. But they got time to rest and recuperate and do all those different things and try to out-scheme, Dawn Staley. And Dawn Staley, been throwing this zone out there. And the zone looks so amazing and so long. When you have Alicia and you have Medina in the game at the same time, they cover so much territory, and it's going to be tough for them. It's going to be tough for LSU to deal with that zone. So they're going to get it. But LSU is a good 3-point shooting team, but we'll see how they do. Brian SB8SN, Alicia looking like Reggie Miller. Brother, thank you for the comment. And in terms of Alicia, I'm going to tell you like this right here. I don't know how good she's going to be as a Gamecock. I don't know how good she's going to be. But I tell you this right here, she's going to be really good. She's going to be excellent. The ceiling is so high for this young lady. Alicia had an efficiency of 10. She played 19 minutes. She had 8 points. She was 3 for 3 from the field, 2 for 2 from the 3-point line, 2 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal, and 2 turnovers. You got a 6'7" basketball player with a pretty jump shot. You got a 6'7" basketball player hitting corner threes, hitting corner 3-pointers. You have a 6'7" basketball player who's hitting the 3 at the top of the key. And is a problem on defense. I don't know how good she's going to be, but that girl's going to be special. I said this last night on my show. You better get us this year, because next year, good luck. Good luck stopping this basketball team next year. Marion Gunter, Cam Will, what up? What's up, bro? What's up? How you doing? Court Bentley, great win today. This calls for a double shot. Do I have a little bit left? I do got a little swig. So in honor of Court Bentley, got a little bit left. Double shot, a little bit more tequila. It's Super Bowl Sunday. And also, if you're watching basketball tonight, it's cool. It's basketball. If you're watching football tonight, cool. If your team is playing, cool. If your team ain't playing, cool. But make sure you eat a lot, drink a lot, have good fun, and all that good stuff. So it's shot o'clock again. Shot o'clock again. I left a little Kona in the cup. Shot o'clock again. So y'all enjoy. Y'all turn up. Cheers. That zone defense has Tennessee in hell. For real. That zone defense. South Carolina plays zone defense with the athleticism and the length they have with these bigs, 6'7", 6'6", 6'5", 6'4", 6'3". I mean, it's just something. It's just something pretty to watch. I'm just smiling and smiling and smiling. I mean, being able to switch from man to man to zone effectively, and when you got a basketball team like Tennessee who does not shoot the three well, playing a zone defense with our length and our ability. It's literally it's a cheat code. It's a cheat code. You're going to see more of it. Now LSU got to prepare for the zone for South Carolina. I don't know how they're going to prepare for it, though, because y'all watch LSU. LSU is a small basketball team. Now, they one of the best rebounding basketball teams because of the guard play, because they get a bunch of rebounds. But LSU literally starts 2 6'2" players. They might have Kate Kilwall play more on Saturday because she's 6'5". But it's going to be a problem trying to shoot over that zone consistently, you know. Tennessee could do nothing with it. And this Carolina kind of one-upped Yukon. Remember Yukon and Tennessee was tied at the half? Then they proceeded to spot them by 30. Well, South Carolina was up by 15, ended up winning by 43. You know, Tennessee been getting some whoopings, man. They been getting some whoopings. They need to go to the lab with a pen and a pad and see why they are not being effective against top-rated basketball teams. They were making, you know, the media is so funny because they was making a lot of attention towards this is the race for number one in the SEC. Nobody with good sense knew that Tennessee could not compete with South Carolina. And also, you look at the record. Tennessee has not played the schedule in the conference that South Carolina has played. Now, on the back end, they will. They playing roughly 4 out of the next 5 basketball teams that are ranked, that in the SEC. So they got, you know, front loaded in terms of the wins and that they had and such. Tennessee, with the effort they gave today, they don't even need to talk. On that bus ride, on that plane ride back, they don't need to open their mouth. Nobody on that team needs to open their mouth and say anything. And real talk, no, the coaching staff either, because they got their ass whooped too. Nobody need to say nothing. It should be complete science because everybody lost. The coaching staff, the players, the athletic trainer, the ball boys, the ones who make the food, who the ones who passing out the blankets. Everybody got whooped on today. Nobody need to say nothing, and prepared to play some teams. And Tennessee that's why we always talk about projections and the bracketology and blah blah blah. Talk about Tennessee gonna be hosting a game in the NCAA tournament. Hell no, they ain't. Tennessee, it's gonna be tough for Tennessee to win a game. In the next 3 or 4 games. They stock about to fall. Games like blowouts will take you out and just make you feel bad. Just make you feel, I mean, they're not going to sleep well. After the ass whooping they got tonight, they ain't going to sleep well. Because, like, what are we doing? The bewilderment, I don't know how to say the word. But that's how they feeling. That's how they looked on the sidelines. Yesha Williams. Oh, let me go. 14, South Carolina put them to sleep. Done. Went to sleep. Sleepy time. Yesha Williams, no one can say it better than Captain Will. We love your energy. Thank you, Yesha. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Lotus of Lux, I think we're sending a message to UConn. That's what I was just talking about. And Lotus of Lux, we're in the same mindset in terms of UConn. UConn is a terrific basketball team now. The Big East suck. Big East is horrible, terrible conference of basketball. UConn got a terrific basketball team. They do. But a game like today, the way the Carolina play offensively and defensively, we would have beat UConn. Would it be this team today? And this might not be the same team that plays on Saturday. I don't know. But this team today, it wasn't nobody beating South Carolina today. Nobody. No one was going to beat the South Carolina women's basketball team today, the way we played. Shooting the ball, defensively, connectivity, none of those things. Nope, including UConn. UConn is terrific, and they have some terrific basketball players on that team. AZ Fudd, Savage Strong, KK Arnold, Ashlyn Shade. The list goes on and on and on. But South Carolina got some dogs, too. We got some dogs. This team is a little different than it was last season because we didn't have a player like Tanaya Latson on last season's squad. We just did not. We did not have a player like Medina on this squad. Medina plays well. She is a difference maker. If she don't play well, it's similar to what happened last season. But if she plays, Medina is the X factor to this basketball team. If we play a top-rated basketball team and Medina plays well, we're gonna win 99% of the time. The effort that she brings, if she brings a double-double on Saturday, we're gonna beat the LSU by double digits. Okay? I think Texas whooped up on LSU. South Carolina for sure. If Medina plays well, we'll see. Jemima 61 GG. Thank you for being a member. And that zone locked the balls down. They locked them down. Clink. Took them to the woodshed, y'all. Took them to the woodshed. And then, speaking of Tennessee and what they did, oh my goodness gracious, bro. The stats are so bad. It's so tough looking at Tennessee stats. It's just bad. Oh my God. Nia Robertson. You can't. You play 19 minutes. Nia Robertson. You cannot play 19 minutes and every shot you take is a three-pointer. You took 9 3-pointers in 19 minutes. 9 3-pointers in 19 minutes and hit 2 of them. And you got 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 blocks, and 0 steals. What kind of basketball are we doing? What kind of you don't, if you don't get no rebounds or no assists, you don't deserve to take a three-pointer. You had not put in the work. The three-pointer should be a reward. It'd be a reward. Went to a basketball game yesterday. Grandkids playing. So much fun watching grandkids play basketball and stuff. Just so much fun. But my wife and I sitting there and we're like, NBA took over. NBA took over. One of my grandkids decided to pull up a three-pointer in transition because he think he's Steph Curry. In transition. Could have had an open layup, but he won't hit a three, right? Not one time, 2 times. He's 8 years old. This is the world now that we have. But he can ball, though. I'm not going to front. He can ball. He can get it. But pull-up transitions at 8 years old, three-pointers, that's Nia Robertson. 19 minutes, 9 three-point attempts. You got to be kidding me, man. Tennessee, coaching staff need to be evaluated. They need to have a conversation. The upper management need to have a conversation with the style of play that Tennessee is playing. You just can't be. It is beatings, and then there are beatings. And it's beatings, and because Tennessee has a long legacy of greatness. Long legacy of greatness. And to get whooped like that, Country Notary, what's up? Hey, what's good? Kelly Brown, thank you for being a member. Great win, ladies. S. Crocker, Allie looking more comfortable the more minutes she gets. I think the game is slowing down for her. And thank you for the comment, S. Crocker. I think the game is really slowing down for her. and she is looking so much better now. So much better. And it's just taking time. I think it takes time for a player to come across the seas. The transition is different. Transition is different. And kids, we have to remember a couple of things. This ain't plug and play. This ain't, I just start playing basketball. She left her home country, left France and came over to a new country, a new state, a new school, new players, all those different things. It takes time. And being a military parent, doing 22 years in the Army, my wife did 20 years in the Army, 5 kids. So all our kids are used to, moving, PCSing. They used to it, but it takes time. They weren't used to it at the first time. It takes time. So her getting adjusted, it could be getting adjusted just of being in the country. Basketball is secondary. Just getting adjusted to eating certain foods and hanging out and watching whatever the kids watch. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. But in terms of basketball, she's gonna be really good. I think she's just scratching the surface of what she can be. She will be our starting center next year. Okay. Let's get that out the way right now. She's going to be our starting center. Madina will be moved on. She'll be our starting center and we'll just go. Unless there's a situation where Chloe and Joyce, starts, which, if Chloe is ready to play, her and Joyce would be starting, but at least it would get crazy minutes or it just go big. It's so many different scenarios. We got all something to talk about that stuff. Again, she's so good. She's so good. So many questions. So many comments, man. So dope. Gregory Bond said, I said weeks ago that big lineup was going to be something special. Don is smart getting the lineup ready for Yukon. Gregory Bond, you're absolutely right. This is you play games like today. You play games like LSU because you looking at the big picture and you're doing these lineup adjustments and you're doing it. So, and I'm never going to say that there's never a situation where I say injuries are good. That ain't going to never happen. But in this season where South Carolina has been, hit hard with injuries. I'm going to say this right here. This South Carolina team, if it goes to the Final Four, Dawn Staley deserves the Coach of the Year. It shouldn't be a question. It shouldn't be a question in anybody's mind. I believe that this is the best coaching job Dawn Staley has done since she's been a Gamecock. There's been so much uncertainty leading up to the games of who's going to play. We've had so many roster adjustments, and we just 26 games in. Potentially, we got about 12, maybe 13 basketball games left in the season, which sounds so crazy that that's the amount of basketball games that are left to play. But this is the best coaching job. She's navigating a situation where we've had an abundance of depth, abundance of quantity, and we don't have that right now. Most of the game, we play 7 players in this game and dispose of Tennessee easily. 7 players. I never thought I'd see a basketball team in South Carolina where we basically have a 7-person rotation. I thought, in playoff time, you get to where we're going to shorten up the lineup, but we're doing this at 20-some games. So Don should get some credit. The coaching staff needs to get some credit. And we'll talk about Alicia playing well tonight. I didn't even talk about Raven, who played okay. She didn't play super duper because she even said during the post-game interview, she had too many turnovers. Raven had 5 turnovers. She had 5 turnovers. You're not gonna have a basketball game where Raven Johnson had 5 turnovers, but she had 13 points. She shot 6 for 11 from the field, 55% overall. She had 7 assists, 5 turnovers. She still had, a decent assist to turnover ratio. She had 2 steals, 1 rebound, but she didn't play like amazing Raven Johnson play. She also played 37 minutes and some really good defense, but she was tired because Maddy wasn't there. So you didn't have that luxury of a backup point guard. that we've had, so to speak. Because Mag was having like 22, 23 points, 23 minutes in play, and she ain't there. So therefore, Raven got to play more. I talked about Tanaya. I didn't talk about Tessa. Tessa had an efficiency of 17. Tessa, tough as nails. Went out the last game with a hip, stomach, whatever injury, with that collision. But Tessa proceeded to play 30 minutes, 14 points, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, shot 4 for 4 from the field, 2 for 2 from the three-point line, had 3 rebounds. Tessa was great. Tessa continued to do Tessa Johnson things. And I'm so angry that she's not getting the notoriety or the credit that she should be getting. There was one blurb where they showed her freshman year, sophomore year, and her junior year in terms of points. But Tessa's doing much more than just that. Tessa has been a stalemate on offense and defense for this basketball team the whole season, playing injured, playing hurt, and playing really good basketball. She is the best shooter in the conference and one of the best shooters in the country. When the stats come out tomorrow, Tessa Johnson will probably be top 6, top 7 in three-point percentage. Now, there's a lot of commentary, a lot of different things that's going out in regards to players that are who are shooting over 50%, shooting over 40% from the three-point line, shooting 90% from the free throw line. Well, Tessa Johnson is pretty close. If she get more free throw attempts, which tonight she was 4 for 4, from the free throw line. She get more free throw attempts. Tessa Johnson will be a 50, 40, 90 player. Okay, so she should be getting more credit than she deserves, more credit than they're giving her. Again, yo, we got like a lot of people watching. Make sure you like it and subscribe. Make sure you like it and subscribe. I appreciate that, though. Appreciate it. Maurice Chans, thank you for the tip. I thank you. Allie looks like a female Wemby. Ooh. That's a great analogy. I'm sure they know each other. If you're in France in you basketball, and both of you are basketball phedoms, I'm sure they know each other. Yeah, women need to do a shout out. That's a great analogy. 6'7", shooting 3-pointers, rebounding, passing, great touch. Her mom's getting inducted to the Basketball Hall of Fame. Come on, bro. Wow, this boy, she is awesome. Mildal, thank you for the tip as well. Long time listener, new member. Thank you. I need to do something for the members. I need to do something. I think I need to do like a all member show or something, so we can really dive deep and just talk mess. I think I should do that soon. But thank you, Mill Dog. Lachelle Smalls, OCAP, the Lady Gamecocks had a beautiful game. I'm teary-eyed. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my God. It just feels good. It really feels good. And then the joy that the girls played with today was amazing. And the sharing the basketball. And even though players didn't get in, Adhel didn't get in. She was constantly on the bike. Maryam played 4 minutes. The bench was shortened. Ayla didn't have a tremendous game like she had previously, but she still played 24 minutes at efficiency of 6. She still finished off with 7 points, 1 for 2 from the three-point line, 3 for 4 from the field. She does work, man. She does work. I love Ayla McDowell's game, and she needed to play 24 minutes in this game. She really did. Ray 14, Ravens defense once again was excellent. The Bigs showed up today too. It was so awesome, and watching her, navigate everything, because her mind is obviously on the basketball game and playing a tough team in Tennessee, and she's the leader of the basketball team. You got Tanaya, homegirl, coming back, and she got the WNBA thing that she wants to do well and look good on television. She wants to win, and then she has her boyfriend playing in front of 1 billion people today in the Super Bowl. It's a lot. It's a lot. Shout out to my mom and dad who are watching, as always. Love y'all. See y'all soon. Ernest Branch, national championship caliber play. If we are healthy and play our game, nobody's going to beat us. Bro, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. If we play if we play this brand of basketball, and not because we won by 43 points, but if we play this brand of basketball where it's sharing the ball, it's our bigs playing big, and I'm always gonna look at analytics. If you have Medina with a overall analytics score of 23, that means we did something. You have Alicia with efficiency of 10 while only playing 19 minutes. We doing something. Joyce Edwards efficiency of 27. I can just look at the efficiency and say, oh yeah, we balled out. We balled out. Joyce Edwards, and I'm gonna say this right here. If Joyce Edwards and Medina combined for an efficiency of 40, we winning that game against LSU. I don't give a damn what they guards do. And this is the thing. You're gonna hear so much about the Malaysia full-wide playing against a former team and all that stuff. In conference play, Malaysia full-wide has been less than I. Okay, I'm just keeping it real, and I love Lay, but in conference play, she didn't play well again today. Again, and that's against Auburn. You think that South Carolina is going to let Malaysia full-wide go off if she has the capability to go off? Oh, no. Oh, hell no. That ain't happening. Malaysia going to see a whole lot of Raven Johnson on Saturday. That's why we need a player like Maddy to spell Raven, because Maddy will get some Malaysia too. But it's not going to be about Malaysia full-wide show on Saturday. It's going to be the Michaela Williams, and it's going to be the Jada Richard show. Okay? Now, Jada's had back-to-back games that she's not played well. Michaela's always plays well. Flage has not played terrific. And last time LSU played at South Carolina, Flage didn't play terrific. In conference play, she has not been terrific. LSU got to play some ball on Saturday to stay with South Carolina. Okay? I'm very confident of our basketball team playing against LSU because we match up very well if we have all our horses playing. If we have all our dogs playing versus LSU in LSU, I really like our chances. Robbie, my homeboy, Raven showing great leadership. Shot o'clock, homeboy, Jameson on deck. Man. My man, Rob. Terrence, Cirosi, Joyce finally shooting her free throws and a fingertip. She is the truth. Joyce, we shot 80% from the free throw line. Joyce shot 6 for 9 from the free throw line. In conference play, Joyce is shooting, I want to say close to 80% from the free throw line in conference play. It's been terrific. She has a pretty shot. She really does. And a nice way to point that out, Terrence. Vader, TMF51M. Raven's steadiness and ability to find open players is incredible. Just makes this team gel. You are so right, Vader. This is the reason, why she should be, and if she's not raising up the WNBA draft boards, something's wrong with these general managers, because there's no way in the world that a general manager can't see the skill set of Raven Johnson and say she can't help a basketball team in the WNBA. She literally is the true definition of a point guard, and she plays great defense. She is a tremendous leader. She doesn't lose basketball games. She's won multiple levels of state championships in high school. Got a gold medal in international play. Got 2 national championships, going for another one. This is the deal, right? Raven has 2 national championships, 1-time runner-up, and going for another one. Okay, so she could leave South Carolina as the ultimate winner in South Carolina history. And that means something. That really does mean something. When Raven Johnson decides to go to the WNBA, she's leaving a big legacy that we're going to be talking about for a long time. And I'm 50, so I'm sure going to be talking about it as long as I'm doing the show. But she has been so good, and she is the ultimate Gamecock. And I'm talking about ultimate Gamecock, and I'm talking about all the sports. Football, I'm talking about basketball, men's basketball. Men's basketball ain't too much to talk about. But all the sports, swimming, softball, tennis, spades, hopscotch, whatever sport It is. Raven Johnson is the ultimate Gamecock. Jehovah, Kim Call needs to change her philosophy or they will continue to lose. Jehovah, you are absolutely right, bro. Absolutely right. This is unbelievable. If I was because obviously I'm a supporter of the program, and I send money and all that stuff. I help with the NIL and all that stuff. I am a booster. That's what I am. I'm a booster for this program. And if I was a booster for Tennessee, I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What the gimmick offense that in defensive play isn't getting the results. It's literally shooting you out the game. So, you got to have those conversations. You really do. You got to have those conversations. And when it's going, it looks fun versus inferior basketball teams. When it's not going, you get blown out. And it's ugly losses. It's just ugly. It's ugly stuff, man. Jay Judith, next season we get Chloe and Watkins back from injury. We're getting Kylie. We get Kaylee Wynn. We're getting Kelsey Andrews, Jersey Robinson. Add that to what we already got. We could dominate for years. And Jay Judith, thank you for being a fan and hanging out with me for years. I don't think it's enough that's being said about what we got coming into this team with Kaylee Wynn and Kelsey Andrews and Jersey Robinson. Jersey Robinson, top 5 player in the country. Top 5 player in the country. And McDowell's All-American. And here's the deal. Kelsey Andrews and Kaylee Wynn were not McDowell's All-Americans because of injuries. Let's be clear, okay? All right. They are extremely talented basketball players, but they got hit by the injury bug. Okay. So that's clear. So we're not getting 3 McDowell's All-Americans, but we are getting 1. But with that being said, they are 2 very talented basketball players coming in with Jersey. And I'm still going to throw in Alicia as a newcomer. Still going to throw in there, even though like I did with Chloe, when she showed up mid-season, she's still counting in the 2023 recruiting class when she was 17th ranked, and along with our talented class, but and also you're going to see a transfer. You're going to see a guard who transfers into South Carolina, and you might see 2 guards transfer to South Carolina. No, you get 1. We get 1. We get 1 transfer over in the portal. Probably maybe a point guard, handle the ball, play some defense, shoot some threes. But we're going to be nice, and you're absolutely right. Adam Ritter, we need Texas and Vandy to lose another game in case we lose to LSU. And you make a good point. I mean, obviously we're in the first place right now, and we have a stretch where we play. I want to say the next 3 basketball games are against, quote unquote top 25 teams, but it's levels. It's levels. As long as South Carolina play their normal basketball, we can beat anybody. Their normal basketball. We didn't play our normal basketball against Oklahoma, and we lost in overtime. We played the game against Texas in Vegas. We played well in spots. Now that team and everybody's different. That team in Thanksgiving time is much different than the basketball team now. The Texas team is much different than the team they are now with Leah Crump. And Leah Crump is a terrific basketball player, top 5 in their recruiting class, and 6'1", can shoot the 3 and handle the ball and all those great things. She didn't play against us. Neither time. She played against LSU and led them with points. Well, Madison Booker did. But in terms of overall efficiency, Madison Booker played horrible. She shot 6 for 21. Okay. Aaliyah Crump is a difference maker. Now, Texas got some games to play. Vandy is not what they say that they are. Vandy's a good basketball team. They're not elite basketball. I ain't studying about Vandy and being considered being a number 1 and number 2 overall seed. LSU needs to win this game. LSU don't win against South Carolina in terms of conference. They done. It'll be, Carolina will win. If we win against LSU, more than likely we will win that the conference and win another regular season title. We get past LSU because we don't play Texas again, and ain't nobody gonna beat South Carolina. down the stretch. According to our schedule, it ain't gonna happen. And Texas has already lost, a couple games. But Adam Ritter, I do agree with you. We got so many comments, and I'm after finish these comments, we're gonna finish this thing up. But I enjoy. This is so dope. Elaine at Cambridge, thank you for the tip. Thank you so much. Thank you. Medina got to do something about that child when she stays on vacation. Oh my God, Elaine, I'm gonna use that. I am going to use that. She stays on vacation because she keeps traveling. She had 4 turnovers. Tonight. And that's the only thing. Yeah, 4 turnovers in 25 minutes. Couple of them, and she just cut them down, man. But that goes, Elaine, and for everybody else, that goes for just, just not having that experience. They always talk about, she just started playing basketball when she was 17 years old. Yeah, that she stays on vacation. Girl, cheers to that. Keller Brown, what's up? Thank you for being a member. Love your show, Captain. Thank you. Cheers. Chloe 72, Latson against Full Wilder. Ooh. Yo, I'm gonna tell you like this right here. Before, my wife is a huge Malaysia Full Wilder fan. Huge. When she transferred to LSU, my wife literally cried. She did. Well, she ain't cry, but I saw a couple. She was tearing up though when I gave her the news that she gonna be. Because here's the deal. I'm gonna reach back the curtain a little bit. Lay was supposed to do my show after the season ended last year. And I don't do like interviews. That's not even my thing. I let other people do all these interviews. I did a couple interviews. I did Joyce. I did Raven. I did Adhel. I talked to all those, but that's not my thing. That's not my jam. But me and Lay, we're gonna do an interview. She said we're gonna do my show and blah 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 and all the things. And then she transferred out. But before that happened, my wife had bought 3 jerseys, 3 Malaysia Full Wilder jerseys, because she was gonna get one of them and she wanted her to sign it. Right? We're gonna get her to sign it. We're gonna frame it up. Like right now, I got Pow Pow's jersey framed. And shout out to the Pow Pow family. Shout out to Paul and everybody, Neil, everyone. Tofi, Tahina doing well. But it didn't happen. So now she got 3 jerseys by Malaysia and ain't gonna get them signed. But I told her about Tanaya, because she didn't know who Tanaya Latson was. I said, when Tanaya Latson come to South Carolina, trust me when I say this, you're gonna be like, Malaysia, who? I told her that. Latson was more of a complete player. I told her that she is more efficient. I told her that she plays more within, the concept of what we need as a team at South Carolina. I told her she was a bucket getter, but she does it in an efficient way. She gets to the foul line. She hits 80% from the free throw line. She's not going to come in and average on 25.2 points, but she's going to come in and average about 16, 17, and that's what she's doing. She's playing great defense. So I think it was last week, a couple weeks ago, she was like, Malaysia, who? Malaysia Full Wilder is not as good as Tanaya Latson. Not in the game of basketball. In 101 something situation. But in terms of, straight up game of basketball, Tanaya Latson was better last year, and she's much better this year. So the going at Latson versus Full Wilder don't want to parts of Tanaya Latson. Not in basketball. She's better. She's just better. She's not as flashy. She ain't doing all those behind the back, loop the loops and all that stuff. But I tell you this right here, Tanaya Latson, and I said this last night's show or 2 nights ago, I said Tanaya Latson gonna come back and get between 17 and 20 points. Well, I was wrong because she had 21 points. But I tell you this versus LSU, because those girls want to challenge them. Tanaya Latson wants to go at LSU. She wants to go at Flau'jae because of the social media stuff and all this publicity. You think the girls don't want to get back in LSU? It ain't even no get back because they ain't rivalry, because LSU ain't beat us since I had hair. So it ain't like that. But they want to perform. Tanaya Latson's going to get between 15 and 18 points on Saturday. And if Malaysia Full Wilder is guarding her, she's going to get that work. Jim Jennings, the outlet pass to Alicia from Joyce was a dunk we waited for. The clock ran out. You are so right. You are so right. It is going to happen. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine on Saturday night in Baton Rouge? Can you imagine the prime time on Valentine's Day? Can you imagine Kim Mulkey being trotted out in a horse and carriage in some crazy ass outfit? Can you imagine an outlet pass from Raven Johnson or Joyce Edwards to Alicia and she dunks in their gym? Can you imagine that happening? Oh my goodness. I can't wait. Please let that happen. Lejeune got oils. Hey, fams, the girls showed some character today. They also look like they really love each other. For real. I agree with Cap. This has been a tough coaching season for Donna and the team. It's been tough, man. It's been really tough. And thank you for the comment. Tracy Bell, Tessa is huge and invaluable to this team. And Tracy, thank you for being a member. And she is the glue that's not being talked about enough. She's literally shooting 50% from the field and damn near 50% from the 3-point line. Playing great defense, averaging about 14, 15 points per basketball game. She's not getting talked about enough. Ray 14 said, I can't wait to see Allie and Chloe playing together. Oh my gosh. The high-low game with Allie, Chloe, and Joyce Edwards, they're going to write books about. I'm just letting you know right now. That combination of those three players next year is going to be unreal. I don't know where the Final Four going to be next year, but go ahead and put those flights right now. Carlo Jackson, I was so impressed with his zone play. We have after you completely, Carlo. I agree with you completely. Thank you for being a member. It's something. It's just fun. It's just fun to watch in the zone. And I get just excited watching zone. And most of the time when I'm watching the zone play, but you have an active zone like we do, an aggressive zone, woo, with the talent. Because a lot of teams that play zone, they don't have the talent. So they're trying to hide the talent. Well, when you have a zone basketball team like Carolina, when they choose to employ it, you're talking about multiple 5-star recruits. You're talking about multiple SEC all-caliber, all-American caliber players playing zone. That ain't fair. That ain't right. Adam Ritter said this is a revenge game for Full Island. It is. It is. But I'm telling you, don't expect much. Otto Waters, LSU is going to win Saturday. Nope, they're not. Ray 14, respectively, South Carolina is beating LSU by at least 10 to 15 points. I ain't gonna say how many, but I will talk about that later. Brian SBA-SN, someone got the memo. Medina had two hands on the ball, kept the ball over her head, and almost every rebound. You are so right. She is being coached up. And then finally, today, the last two games, because I'm watching the game today, I'm like, because the last game, you're like, okay, bet, she played well. Today's game, like, whoa, bet, she played well. Like, has the light turned on? Has it hit? And finally she's reacting or just playing ball. It's becoming second nature. And you're right. She get the rebound, holding the ball over here, so you can't get it because they can't get the ball. She hold the ball over her head. You ain't getting it. She's 6'6" with long arms. You're not getting the ball. But you keep it down low, you're gonna get it took. Now it was a couple times. Now one of those turnovers, she had 4 turnovers. One of those turnovers I didn't agree with. Should have been only 3 turnovers, but she got 4. But she's playing much better over the last 2 basketball games. Country Notary said Raven and Joyce had some really good passes. They absolutely did. And you had, Raven with 7 assists. You had Joyce with 4 assists. That's terrific basketball by those 2 players. J-Day. Don said, I'm making a statement today. I love it. She whooped that coaching staff. Whooped them. So it ain't, players on players, coaches on coaches. They were out-coached tremendously in this basketball game. Yeah, we're getting a lot of comments about this will be the last one, but we're on here about almost an hour. This is the last one, and thank you for hanging out with me on Super Bowl Sunday. I really do appreciate it. We're getting a lot of comments in terms about wanting Ashlyn Watkins back and can't wait for it to be back. I am a huge Ashlyn Watkins fan. 2 years ago, I was saying that Ashlyn Watkins was the best defender in the conference. And I thought it wasn't even close. Ashlyn Watkins plays above the rim. She rebounds the basketball. She got a nice little jumper. She's tough. We missed that toughness of a player like Ashlyn Watkins when we were playing Yukon last season because you kind of bullied us. If it's one thing about Ashlyn Watkins, you are not going to bully her in no court. And we missed that. She tore ACL. She missed a ton of games. She's been recovering. She's been rehabbing. And I wish she was on the team right now. Wish she was on the team because there's going to be a lot of basketball that she will be missing. And she's not in school. So there's a whole lot of different things that's going on. But I will tell you this right now. If Ashlyn Watkins returns to South Carolina and has the same athleticism, the same basketball IQ, the same intensity, and is in incredible shape, you have a combination of Ashlyn Watkins, Alicia, Joyce Edwards, and Chloe Kitts. Okay, that 4-post rotation right there. Then you have Adhel. You have Kaylee Wynn. You got something special for years. And I would say if Ashlyn Watkins come back and resembles the person who she was before she tore up her knee, we got the best post in the country. And it won't be even close. It won't even be close. That post for South Carolina will dominate the NCAA. I hope she returns. I really do. Because then if Ashlyn Watkins come in, you don't have the need to try to get a post player in the transfer portal. You don't. You really don't. She is that shot blocker. She is that rebounder. She is that toughness. I hope she comes back. I really do. With that being said, this concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring that gospel Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will.